What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the video. And I had a moment. But today we're reacting to a video of can a machine that uses cells as 3D printing ink be the future of beef? And stating that, they're saying that we're going to be eating fake beef in about 2 years. Probably already eating it. Probably don't even know. Probably been eating it since the 1990s because I don't know how they be reproducing all these animals. Suspicious. But anyway, thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the subscribers. I went up a little bit. Everything's better than nothing, you know. Can't get one without getting another one. I get like one a day. If you're watching this, just, you know, it's that button down there. It's that. Could be on this side, that side, up there, to that side. But just, you know, subscribe. Bars. Anyway, let's get into the video.
This machine is 3D printing steak. The goal is to create a piece of meat without killing a cow. And this Israeli startup is one of the dozens of companies racing to perfect the process.
Okay. It turns out that cows aren't necessarily the most efficient way of making beef.
It's no secret that beef is one of the most damaging foods for the planet. The search for a solution has become a big business.
What is that?
But can lab-grown steak or plant-based alternatives really fix the broken beef industry?
That don't look good.
The global beef industry produced nearly 75 million tons of meat in 2020.
I bet.
That's about 19 pounds for each person on the planet.
Sheesh.
Each step of the supply chain is doing damage. Let's start on the farm. Raising cattle requires lots of land. On average, tropical rainforests the size of El Salvador are cleared every year to make room for cattle. These cows release tons of methane, one of the most potent greenhouse gases. Then there are the emissions from slaughtering, processing, packaging, and transporting beef. Globally, beef was responsible for 3 billion tons of greenhouse gas emissions in 2010. About twice as much as all vehicles in the US at the time. But plant-based alternatives to meat have grown into a $5.6 billion industry. Beyond Meat has made its way into an estimated...
I don't even be thinking about it, but like, if y'all think about it, we use a lot of meat. Like, I eat meat for like 3-4 times a week. Don't even think about like, hey, we suffer. This is luxury right here. We should be happy. Like we dug it.
Signature burger is made by using heating, cooling, and pressure to give plant-based proteins a meat-like texture. A study funded by the company found that, pound for pound, its product generates about 90% less greenhouse gas emissions than traditional beef.
Okay. We going
Still,
green?
For many scientists, the holy grail is to not just imitate meat, but actually make it. Back in 2013, professor and scientist Mark Post unveiled the first lab-grown burger at a live tasting in London.
That looks so gross.
This one patty cost over $325,000 to make.
It's close to meat. It's not that juicy, but the consistency is perfect.
I think that was kind of one of those like pivotal moments where you're like, oh, this could be a thing.
But it wasn't until 2020 that funding for lab-grown food really started to pour in, with some startups drawing high-profile investments from the likes of Bill Gates and even traditional meat companies.
It's like everyone wants to hop on that bandwagon.
I guess it's a bandwagon, but like, just think about it.
Now,
like
researchers in Israel are taking on one of the biggest challenges: growing steaks in a lab.
When it comes to steak, you're bringing together the full range, essentially, of tissue engineering technologies and cell growth technologies.
Simon Freed and his team are using stem cells to create a steak they say is more ethical, although it's not vegetarian. Here's how it works. Look at this perfectly marbled steak. The white stuff is fat, that gives it flavor. The pink stuff is muscle, that's for protein.
Okay.
Scientists had to figure out how to recreate both. First, they take stem cells from a cow and then grow them in a lab.
That means that we're replacing the body of the animal with what's called a bioreactor.
Getting the cells to grow under these conditions is no easy task.
Usually cells are attached to something.
Right.
They grow in a petri dish or a flask. They want to attach to something.
Here, the cells grow suspended in a liquid where they divide roughly once a day. Then scientists move the massive cells to the tissue engineering lab where they make something called bioinks.
Because this is the beginning of the bioprinting stage. The inks that we're using actually contain the cells that we've been...
So it has ink in it, though. That's what I'm saying. What is
There's
in
one
it?
for muscle and one for fat. They're fed through these nozzles, and technicians can customize how much of each goes into the steak.
Right. So how much?
Print any structure that you're able to design. So you upload a file to the printer and you can present
I don't think that's safe.
a steak of pretty much any size and also any proportions.
One key challenge in this process is keeping the printing room sterile.
These are living cells and they're being jetted through the printer. So everything that can be done to keep the air clean of any impurities is necessary.
I don't know how that's
Otherwise,
possible.
there's a chance the cells could die. The steaks aren't quite finished when they leave the printing room. The cells still need time to develop into muscle and fat tissue.
So they're like making life out of the steak. That's not what?
The muscle fibers starting to contract spontaneously in the dish.
Which looks like this. The process takes about a month.
And after that, you can treat it as you would a regular piece of meat.
But meat tech is still a long way away from selling its steak to consumers. For a
Right.
few
I don't want
reasons.
that.
Remember how the cells were growing in that liquid?
Right.
Well, it contains something called fetal bovine serum, or FBS.
In layman's terms, it's baby.
Exactly. It's some weird shit like that. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
It's
I
one of
knew
the
it.
most controversial
I knew
parts
it.
of growing meat in a lab, because it comes from fetuses of pregnant cows that were slaughtered.
Exactly.
It's
So
not
weird. I knew
necessary
it.
for the cells to grow. Simon told us they are using
Just how they
FBS
cloning
as
humans.
part of the research process, but they plan to eventually replace it with something else.
Our plans are that it shouldn't be part of any at-scale commercial activity.
Exactly.
But an alternative that's just as effective has yet to be found.
Yeah. The animal
Simon
people is
will
going
give us an
crazy
estimate
right now in the
on when
comments.
steak
I
will be
already
ready
know.
for the public to try, or how much it costs to make the prototypes. In the meantime, he says the company is focused on a more attainable goal, like this hybrid product made of soy and beef fat grown in Meatech's lab.
What?
The texture of our culture kebab is nearly the same like a real kebab.
Meatech is building a new facility in Belgium to start making foods like these on a larger scale.
The heck?
But it's unclear how sustainable a scaled-up lab-grown beef industry would really be.
We don't know what the carbon footprint looks like. To
No, it's
actually scale
nasty.
these up in the amount
He
of
made
space
something that
and
looked good, but it
energy
was
will
nasty.
take.
You just wouldn't like
And this is
that.
all a gamble on something most consumers haven't even tried yet. So far, meat made in a lab can only be sold in Singapore, where one company debuted its chicken nuggets back in 2020. Despite the uncertainty, companies working on lab-grown meat have raised nearly $2 billion. They're betting that the rest of the world will follow Singapore's lead
I
and
don't-
start granting
I don't like
lab-grown
it.
foods approval
I don't
for
like it.
sale. But even if
Mm-mm.
lab-grown meat manages to win over
Mm-mm.
regulators and the
I
public,
don't like
could
it.
it actually replace beef?
I'm honestly not fully convinced that this is the right way to mass produce meat for the public to be eating.
But they're gonna
based
slide
off
it in. They're
how
not gonna-
long
they're
this
not
has
gonna
been
tell us.
developing
They're
and
not
how
gonna
little
tell
we've
us.
seen.
So while we wait on lab-grown beef,
Baby
consumers
fucking
looking
cow
to
blood.
reduce their
That's what you're
carbon
doing right now.
footprint can still turn to plant-based options.
guys are nasty. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna just give y'all my overall opinion about it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like that they're using baby blood. I don't like that it's in a lab. I don't like that it's fake meat. I might just eat the plant meat. If anything, why would we want like what? You would need a cow to make the meat. So you would start cloning them. I know what y'all doing. I know what y'all doing. Y'all ain't slick. Y'all ain't slick, bro. Y'all not slick. But it doesn't matter what I think. But thanks for all. Like, comment, subscribe, man.